I know you said that your first business was in the e-commerce. I remember we both started e-commerce stores back in the day. But I mean, why did you even decide to go into property?
I knew that it was a higher ticket item. So for me, I was selling, again, from a background, it was all to do with fitness stuff on Shopify. And if I'd sold a massage gun, I might have made 15 quid profit. Okay. Versus if I went and got a house, it's hundreds of thousands. So it's a higher ticket item to go in. I knew myself when I was looking and I was thinking, okay, about property, you know, you look at the Forbes 500 rich list and 25% of them are property investors. That is a huge percentage considering all of the other industries and sectors out there, okay, to go and do. You look at the majority of successful people, they invest in property. So I knew myself, right, there's a reason there. Success leaves clues. There's a reason to why people are doing this and they're clearly getting results because I can see it. So why not? So I kind of looked at property from that aspect, but at the same time, we did genuinely fall into it. And it was a good thing that it did.
Here's one for you. Bit off topic. What's your thoughts on Simon Squibb saying property's a scam?
Load of shit. Absolute load of shit. Property isn't a scam. Go and try and have that conversation with Grant Cardone or Donald Trump to say, right, well, how did you make it? And they'll go, property. Try and have that conversation with them, sat in front of them, and try and then say, right, well, you've been scammed, mate, because they've got billions in the bank from property. It's not a scam. Everybody needs a place to live, okay? We can't build enough houses in the UK to even accommodate them. There is always that gap in the market to bridge. You'll always be able to find a customer within property. It's not that difficult.
Whether it sells or it ends.
Yeah.
I think the market in the UK at the minute is booming.
There's so much opportunity out there at the moment. But just going back to what he has said, I think it is genuinely a load of shit, personally. I can't get what he says about it's not really a business. It is. It's an investment strategy, but can be run like a business. If you're doing deal selling,
it's a business.
It's a business, but it's within property. So if you're doing buy to let and you're just buying and holding it, then that's the investment strategy side of it to it. But if you're actually running a letting agency, or you're doing deal sourcing, or you've got a management company, you're still within property.
Yep.
You are in property, but you have got a business. It's the same as everything. You've got a marketing team, sales, ops, and finance. They're the 4 departments that you need in any business. If you've got them, you've got a business. No one can say anything other to you just because someone else has decided that their business is going to be within fashion. Do you know what I mean? It's if you've got them departments, you got yourself a business, my friend.
How do you handle failure, and what's an example from how it's shaped you?
Great question. I embrace failure. So I know that failure is going to happen. It happens at every hurdle. Been through it, still go through it. It is there, but you learn more from your failures than you do your success. The whole reason why trade properties has actually been a success in its own right is because we've had them failures, we've learned how to overcome them, and now we're teaching people, okay? So they don't have to go through the loss of money and loss of time and the pure sheer inconvenience of going through what we've gone through. We can give it to them. So, yeah, failure, you learn more from failure than you do success. I embrace the failures. I don't like them, I'll be honest with you. It puts you back, pisses you off, but, it's inevitable.
Do you think hiding failures is an insecurity, or is embracing them a strength?
Embracing them's a strength. If you hide them, you're absolutely right. What a question. You are insecure about the failures, but you should never be, because, as I mentioned, you learn from them. That's what's going to make you a success, your failures. So you need to embrace them. You need to kind of, in a way, kind of welcome them, because it's going to happen, and it will genuinely shape where you take your business. So, yeah, embrace them. Don't hide them. Be proud that that's happened, because you've got to a certain stage that you've been allowed to fail.
So, yeah, just going off the back of that, I'm going to ask you the same question you asked me earlier. I mean, if you could go back to your younger self, what advice would you give him?
I'd say you're in for a ride, mate. You are in for a ride. Just keep going, keep your head down, follow the natural path that you was meant to take, but fucking hell, you're gonna have a shock. Do you know what I mean? Because I think right at the beginning of our journey when we started, you kind of brush it off, don't you? It'll be all right. You know, it won't be like everybody else says. Before you know it,
I think maybe that's a little bit of arrogance that might.
It is
arrogance,
arrogance.
or maybe not arrogance. Arrogance probably isn't the right word. Maybe
I think it is arrogance.
Inexperience or youth.
Yeah.
But just sort of overshadowing the reality of it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. But it's not an easy thing. You know, like Carl said earlier, it's not for everyone to come into. You've got to be a bit of a maniac, really. I think you've got to have a bit of a screw loose to go through the process, really, because it's a tough old ride, to be fair.
It's very stressful.
It's very, very stressful.
Yeah.
I'm going great.
Yeah.
Yes, just for men out, but it'll be all right. But when you get past it, it's the most amazing thing, and you kind of look at it and go, "I've done that." But you always remember them failures.
What advice would you give to someone that's on the brink of giving up right now?
Don't. There's a reason to why you want to give up. Okay. Identify the reason to why. Okay. Because you don't just want to give up. There's a reason to why. Maybe you've started a business and it's an aspect of your business that you genuinely hate. Okay. Well, either axe it from your business because that's the issue. That's going to take you down, or have somebody else come in to manage that side of the business. But if you identify what's wrong, okay, and try and change that problem to why you want to quit, then do it. Because believe me, in 10 years' time, you're probably going to sit yourself down and go, I should never have done that. Why did I do that? If I'd have stuck with it, my life would have been completely different right now. And that's facts. But, you know, it's not necessarily a business as a whole. There's a reason to why you want to quit. Identify that, solve that problem, and then keep going. Okay, if you've already started, you've got to where you are now from sheer hard work and dedication. If you quit now, that's that all wasted. What's it been for? What's the point? Exactly.
Well, we live by quite a bad saying. What's the worst going to happen?
Yeah, we're going to die.
Is it going to kill you?
Yeah. Is it going to kill me? No. Right, that's all right.
Amazing, then. Send it.
That's it.
But yeah, I don't know whether that's something we should preach, but that's something we live by anyway, and seemed to work for us so far. So.
It has worked out, really, and it's the principle's the same.
Yeah.
You know, look at this problem, right, well, is that going to kill me? No. I'll just fix it.
It's a great way to live. I mean, as a business, as a business owner, have you got a daily routine? And if so, what is it?
Yeah. So having a routine is really, really important because it gives you that discipline. I don't want to talk too much about motivation because motivation very, very soon and quickly goes out the window.
It's a load of bollocks.
And it is a load of bollocks. And discipline takes over. Discipline is what you need. So having that routine, for me, I'll share mine in a second, but having that routine can make the difference between your day going north or south. Do you know what I mean? But regards to me, up nice and early, straight to the gym for 7. We'll get an hour workout in, a steam, sauna, normally a swim. Come back, have some breakfast, normally some poached eggs or something like that to be exact. Then go into the meditation, so half-hour meditation. Come out of that and then start work. So normally the reason why normally we'll start work from about 10. Yeah. Once we've done all of that. And then all the way through to pretty much till when we go to bed. If not, what we tend to do is it'll get to a point in the evening and we'll read or we'll do some self-development. We'll be watching podcasts. We'll be doing something to enhance our knowledge.
What you consume, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because if you're going back and you're watching Love Island all night, you're consuming a load of bullshit. Versus if you're watching a Grant Cardone podcast, he might give that one little bit of knowledge, one little bit of advice that you need to
make the jump, yeah,
to make that jump.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You know, you want to monitor what
1% better every day. That's all it is.
100%, and that routine is 7 days a week. We get up, we'll go to the gym, we work. That's it. That's 7 days a week. And you know what? For some of you might be looking at it thinking, guys, that's a little bit sad. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, I tell you what, it goes back to what Tristan Tate was saying. Instead of chasing happiness and trying to look back and go, right, have I been happy today? No, try and make yourself proud. Have you made yourself proud today? Have you been to the gym? Have you had that long run? Have you read for an hour? Have you done 100 press-ups? Whatever it may be, have you made yourself proud today?
Yeah.
Because That's the stuff that you don't want to do. Okay. Have you rang through that list of data?
Yeah.
You got to make yourself proud. Don't try and make yourself happy. I feel
The thing is, the way you got to look at it is, you've got them 8 hours in the day. It's up to you how you spend them. You know, you could be. I'll use me as an example. Towards the back end, when I knew the business was doing well, but I was still working as a recruiter, I was sat here thinking, I can just chill out. I don't need to do it. You know, I'll scroll through LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever it is that I could do on the computer. And it weren't until my manager actually said to me, off the record, you know, he said, I understand, you know, you're doing what you're doing, it's going very well. However, you are still here for 8 hours regardless. So would it not make more sense to use that 8 hours to start billing and make some more commission rather than sat there and do nothing? Because either way, that time you've lost. And I was like,
yeah, it's a good point.
That's a very good point. Went back in, started billing again. Thought, might as well make the commission if I'm still here. So it's a way to look. It's up to you how you spend them 8 hours. It just depends whether or not you decide to be productive or unproductive. But you could have all the wealth in the world, but the one thing you can't buy or get back is the time. So whatever time that you're spending, just make sure you're not wasting it.
How do you think accountability plays in that then? Because I know you've just said that you only have 8 hours. Everyone has the same 8 hours, which what will they do, I suppose?
Yeah.
Everyone has 24 hours in a day. How do you think accountability plays in that role?
Absolutely massive, because, you know, you are where you are because of you. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a business owner, it doesn't matter if you're an employee, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are in life is because of you. It's nobody else's fault, or it's nobody else's gain. You know, it's up to you, and that's keeping yourself accountable for your own actions. I mean, for us, we'll have a to-do list that we'll do every single day, and we don't finish till
Miss that out of the routine.
Exactly. I did miss that out of the routine. We'll have a whiteboard meeting and we'll put together a to-do list, a checklist for the day, and we don't finish till it's done. Doesn't matter how big or small the task is, it has to be done today. And that's because I'm keeping myself accountable. I'm identifying that needs doing because I'm being productive. I'm always productive. So it has to be done. But that comes down to keeping yourself accountable, because if you're one of them people that go, you look at it and go, yeah, I've got that to do. That's all right, I'll do it tomorrow. Where's the accountability?
I mean, it's quite stimulating, isn't it, when you're there and you can tick off.
It's weird. It's stupid as it sounds.
Psychologically,
yeah,
it's
is
really good for you.
Because you're like, well, I've achieved that.
And I mean, what we do, we set 5 tasks, draw a line underneath it. These are our 5 non-negotiables. These have to be complete by the end of the day. And then what other tasks we've got to do are underneath that. Because, like I said, these are our non-negotiables. These have to be done today. And then anything else we get done is a bonus, essentially.
No, you're absolutely right. And it does help. It does work. You're more productive. You get stuff done rather than you just working from your own head. Because it's very easy to sit there on your laptop doing work, and it's like, oh, hang on a second, I'm on Instagram. I do it all the time.